What comes to mind when you think of animation? Do you think of drawn animation or three-dimensional animation? Today I want to compare both 2D and 3D animation, bringing traditional animation back to the screen. Will it catch on again? Let's find out.
I love the medium of hand-drawn animation. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I never quite understood why animation studios, especially in Hollywood, but all around the world, were deciding that audiences weren't interested in watching hand-drawn animation anymore.
Since the time of mankind, we use drawings to tell stories. As part of our evolution, we use drawings to create animation. From that, it became well known as mainly for two-dimensional animation. As many people are aware that Walt Disney changed the idea of bringing a full-length animated movie onto the big screens. This began to be an occurring thing until technology has become more advanced. Computers were being able to generate three-dimensional animation. Pixar, the head company that many are aware of, mainly for its recognizable intro. This led to the creation of many iconic films such as Toy Story, Monster Inc., and much more. In 1979, Pixar began as a graphic group, part of Lucasfilm's computer division.
I'm Ed Catmull, president and co-founder of Pixar. In the last 7 years, we've assembled a team that has developed many of the innovations in computer-generated imagery. As Pixar, we've established ourselves as leaders in the technology for image computing.
Before its spin out as a corporation in 1986, which funded by Apple, later in life Disney bought Pixar in 2006 at a price of $7.4 billion. This made Steve the largest shareholder in Disney. Without Steve Jobs, we wouldn't see Pixar how it is today. The Pixar Image Computer is a graphic designing computer originally developed by the graphics group. Lucasfilms, which was later renamed Pixar, aimed at commercial and scientific high-end visualizations markets. The original machine was advanced for its time. At Pixar, John created short computer animated films to show off the Pixar Image Computer's capability. For example, Tin Toy. This gave way to the possibility for an animation to be done through computers. Seeing images, we noticed that many were using Silicon Graphics hardware during the creation of Toy Story. In fact, this software was capable of creating Nintendo's first 3D home console, the Nintendo 64. This could only get bigger by the day, when Toy Story became the first ever animated 3D movie. I've managed to get some questions prepared for some interviews that I'm going to read out right now. Trevor, working in the field of 2D animation. Question: do you think 2D animation will ever have a comeback to the cinema? The side of me wants to fight the corner for 2D, of course. If we look at reality, however, the era of the big box office success for traditional feature-length 2D may be coming to an end as we probably knew it. We can look, of course, to the works such as Ghibli titles or the recent The Red Turtle film as being very successful critically and influentially, but as standalone ticket sellers, they're not huge. If we take The Princess and the Frog as a further example, we can see this more clearly as a trend. What are your thoughts that 2D animation is seen more highly for TV now? I'm always very pleased to see 2D finding a home and an audience. We've seen a large increase in cable cutting supplies such as Netflix and Amazon. It's also a great way to remind audience that it's capable of handling adult narrative in such an example as BoJack Horseman and Big Mouth. Netflix has provided a home for both feature-length and episodic 2D animation, and it appears to be doing well there. Are we too spoiled with high advanced 3D animation that it's beginning to be an occurring thing and we're just used to it? Yes, the problem with being enhanced by the technology that we forget the heart, the humanity and the feeling of the characters, story, scenery and so on. All animation is capable of carrying the same narrative, but there can be a tendency to fall back on impressive tech to prop up weak or lazy character design, narrative and so on. Animation's like a good song. It should work whether it's being performed by an Oscar or a guitar. With the recent film Spider-Man Spider-Verse, many people like myself see the two elements blend in. I heard a few people who don't like the style very much. Could this be a sign that people prefer what they are used to? Homogeny is the name of the game here. I think we like to see how the toys can be blended in. Spider-Verse is a great example of this. There are many new ways to create animation, through stop motion and paper cutout. It's good to say that 2D animation is still around, but seen highly now as TV format. And it's doing well, really well. I could see a traditional animation coming back to the screen, and I can see it do well. Who knows? For now, I think both medias are happy the way they are.